Okay, this is really pissing me off. As one of the people that was in the room on X last night to listen to the conversation, it wasn't an interview, it was a conversation between two people. The media is like turning it into some, oh, this interview. They keep saying that. It wasn't an interview, it was a conversation. And one of the big things, oh, listen to this part where Elon Musk says we should bomb people. If you were actually in the fucking room, Trump was talking about how we don't have the infrastructure for electric cars. Elon Musk was like, well, we would if we built more nuclear power plants. Now, I don't know about you, but Trump is always trepidatious about nuclear power. He's talked about it since 2016. You know, his uncle was a nuclear physicist, all of that bullshit. I don't even want to get into that. But he was but the environmental impacts, and Elon Musk was just pointing out what happened in Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and even Fukushima up in northern Japan when the tsunami hit it. Those communities are rebuilding and the radiation is going away. Chernobyl is an exception to the rule, not the rule. Chernobyl happened because of gross negligence by the USSR. It was built poorly, it was run poorly, it wasn't maintained. The USSR just fucked that up in Ukraine. Now, I want to get into my understanding of nuclear power. You want to talk about having green energy? Building nuclear power plants is a fucking good idea. Because a nuclear power plant doesn't use military grade, weapon grade nuclear materials. They use the lowest half-life material that is used to boil water, to create steam, to turn a turbine, to create electricity. That's it. There's no CO2. You get steam. There's no CO2. And everybody goes, oh, but what about like the spent nuclear? A spent rod is a spent rod because it no longer generates enough radiation to be able to boil fucking water. Well, what are we supposed to do with it? Put it back where we found it. Where do you think we find all this fucking nuclear material? In the fucking ground. Stick it in a fucking mountain and leave it there till it turns to lead. What the fuck is wrong with you? How do you not know this shit? I was taught this shit. Well, I guess I went to school in the 80s, so I was taught this shit in fucking elementary school because the fucking Cold War was going on. But you put it in the ground, the same place you found it. You're more likely to get radiation poisoning from your grandma's fucking pottery because that's got fucking pure uranium in it, not spent rods. Look up the word spent. Means depleted. Means creates no energy. Meaning it isn't even fucking creating enough radiation to be able to boil fucking water, which is what a nuclear power plant does. I don't know what you fucking idiots think it does, but that's not it. It's the greenest energy we got. It's harnessing the power of the sun. Everything is going to have some sort of counter waste. You could burn coal, burn oil. That's going to create smoke, soot, ash that you got to get rid of, and CO2 in the atmosphere. Or you could use spent uranium. Boil water until you can't use the rod anymore. Well, what are we supposed to do with the rod? It's still radioactive. It's not radioactive enough to boil water, so it ain't going to hurt you because, like I said, your grandma's pottery probably has more radioactive material in it than that rod does. But what do you do with it? Put it in a fucking container, put the container in a fucking mountain, and let it sit there until it becomes lead. It's no longer, you put it back in the ground where you fucking found it. This isn't fucking hard. This isn't fucking rocket science. What is wrong with you fucking weirdos?